China is making a giant move. They want 10,000 humanoid robots working by the end of 2026. This is not just a test. The government has ordered these machines to move into real jobs in factories and hospitals. They believe these robots will be the next big thing. They see them as being just as important as smartphones and electric cars. But there is one giant problem: making hands that work like ours is extremely hard. Human hands are amazing. They have many joints and thousands of sensors. Making a robotic hand is 100 times more difficult than making the rest of the body. For a long time, these hands were too expensive for anyone to buy. High-quality robot hands used to cost over $150,000. That is as much as a house. Only researchers could afford to use them. But Chinese companies are now crashing those prices. One company is already making thousands of hands every month. They have dropped the price of a high-tech hand to under $1,000. Some experts think the price could fall to $70 within 3 years. How are they making them so cheap? They are using China's massive factory power. They make their own small motors and sensors instead of buying from other countries. One special sensor used to cost $14,000. Now it costs only about $27. This price drop is a huge deal for the entire industry. China is also opening what people call robot schools. These are large centers where robots learn how to do human tasks. One center in Shanghai is big enough to train 100 different models at once. In these centers, young workers wear virtual reality headsets and special gloves. As the humans move their arms, the robots copy them. This creates the data the robots need to learn how to move. You cannot just download this data from the internet. The robot needs to know exactly how much pressure to use. In one school, robots are being taught to fold hundreds of pairs of shorts every day. They repeat these actions thousands of times. They practice folding laundry and ironing clothes until they are perfect. This real-world data makes them smart enough for a full factory shift. There is also a big competition between different designs. Tesla is working on a hand that uses cables to move fingers. This is like how human muscles and tendons work. But some Chinese companies are putting tiny motors directly inside the fingers. They say this makes the hand much easier to control. These hands can even play the piano or use a pair of scissors. The Chinese government is not leaving this to chance. They have created the first national standards for humanoid robots. This makes sure different parts from different companies can work together. By setting these rules, China hopes to grow the industry much faster. They want their robots to be safe and ready for mass production. They are building a full ecosystem for these machines. Why is China pushing so hard for this? One reason is that their workforce is getting smaller. They expect to have millions fewer workers in the next 10 years. Humanoid robots could fill those empty spots in factories. They can also help take care of the elderly in hospitals. If the plan works, robots could do 4% of all the work by 2035. By the end of this year, the first big results will come in. Local governments must report on how many robots are in work mode. They are looking for over 100 ways to use these robots. We are moving past the time when robots were just for shows and dancing. The race is on to build the most useful mechanical workers first. The manipulation revolution has officially begun.